Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun model kit review video, we will be looking at HobbyCraft's early BF109. This is the BF109C, and it is HobbyCraft kit number 1518. The first thing I noticed when I picked up this kit was the beautiful box art. I really like this color scheme on the BF109. A brief history of the BF109C. The Messerschmitt Bf109C debuted in the spring of 1938. It featured a 690 horsepower Jumo 210G liquid-cooled V12 engine with direct fuel injection. A new feature of the Bf109C was the dual machine guns in strengthened wings, and that brought the armament to a total of 4 7.92 millimeter MG17 machine guns on the Bf109C. A total of 58 C-model Bf109s were produced. A few of them saw combat with the Legion Condor in Spain, where they were the most advanced fighter of the conflict. In this review video, we'll be taking a look at the kit instructions and going through those. We'll talk about any problem areas to watch out for. We'll look at the detailing on the interior parts. We'll also talk about the quality and the fit of the clear parts that are included with the kit. We'll look at the surface detailing on the exterior of the kit. We'll also talk about the fit on the major parts of the kit and any modifications that I made to this kit to improve the accuracy of the kit. And there were quite a few, so you want to stay tuned for that. Looking at the kit instructions, step 1 has you building the cockpit interior. And while this is not very parts heavy, the detail that is able to be seen through the cockpit canopy is very nice, and in my mind there's really no need for any aftermarket bits. Even the seat has molded on seat belts, and these feature some really nice detail on them. Everything went together very well in this step. In step 2, we're closing up the fuselage around the cockpit interior. We're also adding the exhaust panels C7 and C8. These require just a little bit of dry fitting to get them to seat properly in the nose. Step 3 covers the wing assembly. I actually glued the upper halves of the wings to the fuselage sides first to guarantee an excellent wing to fuselage fit. Those came out very nicely. We can see in this picture the detail in the wheel wells, and that's somewhat basic, but thankfully that's going to be rarely seen on the shelf. In step 4, there's a lot going on. We're attaching the fuselage to the wing. We're also attaching the tail planes and the canopy and the nose and the prop. One accuracy issue with the instructions is that the air scoop, and that is part C4, is shown on the wrong side of the fuselage. You can see in this picture it's actually on the other side of the fuselage, and that's where it should be located. I would suggest taking your time with the nose section of this kit. It took me a little bit of time to get part C9 in particular to fit precisely on the kit. The canopy itself fit great, as did the tail planes. I had no issues there. I also spent a little bit of time cleaning up the mating surfaces between the lower wing and the lower fuselage. It took just a little bit of filler in this area to get that seam to come out nicely. As I mentioned earlier, I made several modifications to this kit for the sake of accuracy. The first one I did was to hollow out part C4. That is the aforementioned air scoop. You can see that in this picture. I also added the gun barrels to the top of the engine cowl. Previously, the gun troughs just dead-ended into the engine cover behind them. The next modification I did was to the wing gun openings, and I kind of extended that opening a little bit onto the upper surface of the wings. This is kind of a minor thing, but it is accurate for the BF109C. The final modification I made to the exterior of the aircraft was to drill out holes in the wing tips, and then to fill those holes with some clear glue and paint that with some clear red and some clear green. In part 5, we are building the landing gear, and then we're going to attach it and the rest of the small bits to the airframe. The landing gear and wheels and covers on this kit are a little bit on the basic side, but honestly, to my eye, they look fine in this scale. I had no issues with the flaps or the tail frame bracing. Once a scoop for the radiator is dry fitted and lightly faired into the fuselage, it looked great. You can see the lowered flaps in this picture. I did fill in the area of the wing root that's on the fuselage to make sure that there's no hole there. Looking at the color and marking guide, there are 3 marking options included in this kit. In the instructions, all of these color schemes call for the RLM70 black green and RLM70 dark green over the RLM65 light blue. Although I really like the first marking option shown, I went with the third marking option shown, and that is for a Bf-109C night fighter based in Norway in May of 1940. The decals themselves performed great. I only had one issue when putting on the decals. It is not an obvious issue on the finished kit, but it is there nonetheless. What I didn't realize, and what it does not clearly show, is that there is one large N and one small n, and one large 9 and one small 9. These are designed such that you have the large number or letter in front and the smaller one in back. So on the port side of the aircraft, it should have the large N and the small 9. And on the starboard side, it should have the large 9 and the small n. On my aircraft, I ended up with the small n and small 9 on the starboard side and the large n and the large 9 on the port side. Again, it's not obvious, but you can certainly learn from my mistake. To weather this aircraft, I used pastels for the exhaust staining and for some of the panel line enhancement, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. All right, there you have it, the HobbyCraft Bf-109C. These kits can still be found very inexpensively. The surface detail on the exterior of them is crisp, it's precise, it's not overdone. Overall, the fit on this kit was very good. The clarity and fit of the one-piece canopy is very nice. The detail on the interior is excellent. The decals perform flawlessly. This kit is not parts heavy. This is an appropriate kit for inexperienced modelers to more experienced modelers, and you can really turn these kits out nicely if you take your time on them. I had a lot of fun building it, and overall, I would give this one 2 thumbs up. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you out there have built one of the early model Bf-109s from HobbyCraft, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.